Motion blur is something that occurs when movement is captured by a camera, causing the objects in motion to blur in the direction of their movement. And this couldn't be easier to do with cycles. Here in the render properties, let's open the motion blur section and tick the checkbox. However, if we rendered right now, we would see no motion blur because there's no animation. There is no movement. Let's quickly add some. I'll select the orb object, jump to frame 10, and in the viewport, hit the I hotkey to insert a keyframe, and I'll choose location. Now jump back to frame 1, and let's hit G, X in the viewport to move it off to the side. Once again, I hotkey to insert a location keyframe. And now if I scroll in the timeline, we can see our object is moving. So if I place the cursor in the middle of my two keyframes and render, we have motion blur. Simple as that. And the only setting available to us for controlling this motion blur is the shutter option, where smaller numbers mean less blur and larger numbers mean more blur. So if I double this from 0.5 to 1, change to slot 2, and here you can see that the blur has been intensified. And that is motion blur with cycles.